Welcome to ShortView Trading. It's your morning market hit for Tuesday, 7th of July. What matters today for traders? Well, bullishness is building and markets are going vertical. We see that in a number of indices around the world, none more obvious than in China, where the Chinese Shanghai Composite's up 14% in 6 trading sessions. Of course, another 2% overnight on top of the big gains that were seen on Monday. There we see the authorities encouraging and cheering on the bull market. The front page editorial we saw in the China Securities Journal over the weekend, Monday morning, of course, encouraging that the authorities, that's an official journal from the Chinese authorities. And of course, the retail traders have taken their signal and they've been buying with heavy volume. But of course, it's not just China where we see those strong gains. You see it also in a number of indices around the world, in particular, somewhere like the NASDAQ, where the NASDAQ 100 is up about 7% in the last 5 or 6 trading sessions. And of course, that comes on top of very chunky gains since the March 23rd lows and new highs that the NASDAQ keeps making. So while it's easy and tempting to jump on momentum, it's worth bearing in mind the following. And as you can see in the chart in front of you now, the NASDAQ 100 is very much back at the top end of its uptrend channel. So if you see the channel lines we put on the recent trend in recent weeks in the NASDAQ, we're back at the top of that after the last 5 or 6 strong trading sessions. But equally, it's not just that trend channel you need to worry about. The NASDAQ comp and the NASDAQ 100 are now technically overbought on a short-term basis, as you can see in the chart in front of you now, whilst fund flows have been pretty punchy. So a lot of short-term hot money is back in. That indicator was on buy a week or 10 days ago. It's now back on sell, as you can see in the chart in front of you now. And over and above that, and thinking much more medium term, if you look at the NASDAQ relative to the S&P 500, and you look at a technical overstretched indicators we're putting in front of you now, you can see that it's starting to really look a little bit toppy. We're getting very close to the key sell level on a relative basis. That is the NASDAQ relative to the S&P on a 56-day relative strength index. That's a medium-term RSI indicator. As the chart shows, we're pretty close to that sell level once again. So relative to the S&P, the NASDAQ stretched. On a standalone basis, indicators are starting to signal sell. And for those reasons, I'd be cautious about jumping on momentum just here. For the full analysis of how we're playing this market, please see today's daily rag available to subscribers via the website. So what are we watching today? Well, the macro data is pretty light, but I'd look at the JOLTS data out of the States. The job openings data was always quite interesting. Labor turnover survey as well. In terms of Fed speakers, there's quite a few on the stumps today, including Quarles and Bostic and Barkin and Daly. Over and above that, we've got the Bank of England's Haldane, who's an interesting character, chief economist there, and dissenter at the last meeting. So that's it from us. That's your morning market hit for Tuesday, 7th of July. Thank you for listening. Please do subscribe on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter and or Facebook. Simply search under ShortView Trading. Thank you for listening. Stay safe, trade well.